let us see one more example on if statement. Okay. Here I am using a list of numbers for the name correction. Okay. And I am printing or displaying the result as if the name, specific name exists in the list. For example, names here is the list consisting of the 4 different names: Prithvi, Pruthviraj, Prithvi and Pruthvi. So the correct name is Pruthviraja L. This is my correct name. Okay. Now whenever the name, see, non-full name will be found, it will be corrected as in Pruthviraja space L. So how to display this? So for that we are using the list with various names, and we are checking whether the incorrect name exists in this list, then display this. Okay. So here Prithvi in names is the condition. This is the condition. Okay. So we know that in statement will result true if the left variable will appear, if it appears in the sequence of the values or elements present inside the right variable. So here the right variable is nothing but names. Okay. And the left variable is nothing but Prithvi. So if Prithvi exists in these names, then this complete expression becomes true. Then only this print statement will be executed. So the name is not just Prithvi, but it should be Pruthviraja L. So let us correct here the correct yeah. Let us run this code by pressing F5 and see what happens. Sorry. So here it is displaying this print statement. That is, the name is not just Prithvi, but it should be Pruthviraja space L. Because this condition become true. Okay, this condition became true because Prithvi, this element, is existing inside this list. This variable is existing inside this list. Okay. If I write small p, then also this small means Prithvi with the letter small p also exists inside the list. So here, suppose if I write Q, for example, Prithvi, and if I try to execute, so we got no message or nothing, because this condition became false. There is no word Prithvi, right, inside this list. So whenever the condition becomes false, none of the statements inside the if block will be executed. if I just want to print what is existed inside the list, then I can use just the name, whatever the name which is appearing inside the list. Okay, here I'm just displaying the name which is existing inside the list. Okay, so here I'm just displaying the variable Prithvi which is existing inside the list names. Let us see one more example to check the even and positive numbers. Let us see another example to check the even and positive numbers using the if statement. Okay, multiple if statements. So in order to check whether the numbers are even or odd, and even and positive, we need two numbers, right? Or any number of variables. So now here we are using two variables a and b, and we are assigning 4 to the variable a and 7 to the variable b, and we are using the AND logical operator to check two conditions. The one is if a is greater than 0 and if b is greater than 0. If a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0, then only this condition, total condition, becomes true. So as per the Python logical operator, true and true becomes true. So the AND operation, logical AND operation, will become true only if the left side and right side expressions become true, otherwise false. Hence this first if statement will check whether the two numbers, given numbers, are positive or not. You can use the input statement to get the numbers from the user, but in order to explain the things in easy method, so just I am using the variables a is equal to 4 and b as 7 directly. So if the condition becomes true, it will print both are positive numbers. And we came to know that any Python expression can serve as a conditional statement for the if statement. Okay. Any Python expression can serve as the condition for an if statement. So here a modulus division operator. So here the modulus division operator is serving as the condition for an if statement. So if a modulus division by 2 or b modulus division by 2 means if this condition is 0 or if this condition is true, then print either one is even. Means we know that 0 or 0 becomes 0 only. Means true or false becomes true, whereas false or false becomes false in logical or operation. So if 4 division 2 modulus division 2 obviously results 0, and this will result non-zero because 7 cannot be divided by 2 completely, so it becomes non-zero. So it will print either one is even. In the third condition, I am checking if a is greater than 0 and not b is less than 0. So here we are using not. This is one condition. Okay, not b is less than 0. This is one full condition. Here b is less than 0 is one expression, mathematical expression. So here b is nothing but 7. 7 is less than 0, obviously it is false. Okay, not false becomes true. So true and true because a is greater than true. So this is true and b is less than 0. 7 is less than 0 is obviously false. Not false becomes true because of the word not. So it will invert the Boolean expression. Okay. So false becomes true. So once again it will print both are positive. Means we are using the print statements as per the condition. So just for the simple understanding purpose. So let us see the result by running this program. So all these if statements are executed because a is greater than 0 and b is greater than 0. This condition becomes true and this expression becomes true. So true and true becomes true. So here a modulus 2 is true and b modulus 2 is false. True or false becomes true because of the or logical operator. And in the third if statement, if a is greater than 0 and this becomes true and b is less than 0, this becomes false, but not false becomes true. So if you look at here not, we have seen already this, but once again let us see here. So look at here, not false becomes true, hence true and true once again becomes true. So whenever the condition becomes true, the block inside the if statement will be executed. So let us separate these if blocks and write second if block. And here the first if block. And here the third if block. Suppose if I use AND here instead of OR, then this condition becomes true and this condition becomes false. So true and false becomes false. So here you can see the second if block statement has not been executed, that is either one or E1. So the first if block statement has been executed and the third if block statement has been executed, but not the second one. So this is how the logical operators work in Python control flow. Okay, or this is how we can use the logical and or and not operations inside the control flow. Let us see one more example to better understand the if statement. So here we are using several if statements with x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 17. We are checking the first if statement with the condition if x is greater than 0, then only it will print x is positive. And in the second if block, if x modulus 2 is 0, then only it will print the statement x is even. In the third if statement, if y is not equal to x, then it will print both are unique. In the fourth if statement, if y modulus 2 is not equal to 0, then it will print y is odd. In the fifth if block, if x is greater than or equal to 11, then this condition means this if block will be executed. In the last if statement, y is less than or equal to 19, then this statement will be executed. Right here. Third, fourth, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Then run the program using the F5 key. Valid syntax. Yeah, y is not equal to x. Sorry. So look at here. So we got the result. X is 10 and y is 17. So obviously 10 is greater than 0. This condition becomes true. So first if block has been executed. So x modulus 2, if it is equal to 0, yes, obviously 10 modulus 2 is equal to 0. So this if block has been executed and y is not equal to x. Obviously 10 is not equal to 17. So this if block has been executed. Third if block. And here, if you look at here, y percentage 2 is not equal to 0, then print y is odd. So look at carefully here. Not equal to 0. Obviously right, because 17 modulus 2 will not be equal to 0. So hence we are using not equal to, hence the condition becomes true. So don't get confused with the word equal to 0, not equal to 0. Okay. So the fourth if block will be executed. And here in the fifth block, if block, we are using greater than or equal to 11. So this condition becomes false because 10 is greater than or equal to 11 becomes false. So this fifth if block will not be executed. So there is no print statement, that is condition is true here. And in the sixth if block, we are checking whether y is less than or equal to 19. So obviously 17 is less than 19, so the sixth if block has been executed. So this is how we can use the mathematical statements as an condition for the if statement. So x is greater than 0, x modulus 2 is equal to 0. Inside this second if block, if we do not use this equal to 0, then also the condition becomes false because x modulus 2, this itself so serves as the condition, because if the x modulus 2, if the result is 0, then it becomes the true condition, otherwise false. Okay, and y is not equal to x, not equal to 0. So y percentage 2 is not equal to 0. X is greater than or equal to 11. X is less than or equal to 19. So these are all the mathematical expressions. And as a concluding remark, once again, any Python expression can be used as an conditional statement in if statement. Okay, as a conditional expression in if statement. So in this example, we have used several if statements, like we are using 6 if statements. Okay, one by one, but you can notice here that none of the if block are interrelated to each other. So this is the separate if block, this is the separate if block. Okay, and third if block is different from the second if block, means there is no relationship between each if statements. So here we have used several if statements in our program to check for different conditions as per our requirement. But we can also do these several operations using a different type of control flow known as the if-else control flow and nested if statement as well. Okay, so in the next lesson we will see how to work with the if-else statements to avoid using the multiple if blocks or if statements.